I think his resurgence is awesome. And maybe I'm, a little polluted because I get the most infuriating texts every time Justin Herbert's playing a game from Danny Parkins, like, what a throw. Look at that arm. And at some point, you've got to show me something. Justin Herbert's passer rating by year, that's not everything, but it's an interesting one. 98, 97, 93, 93, 97. Now, his yards per game have plummeted, obviously, this year, but the touchdowns, the interceptions has, plummeted. It's been 5 years. You have Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, my God.
In one of these games, win. Play better than the opposing quarterback and win.
This is, oh my God, this is so absurd. Harbaugh's been there for 2 minutes. He's rebuilding this team. Justin Herbert has no run game, literally no run game, and has nowhere to go with the ball. What do you want him to do? And then again, you want to use these previous years as a frame of reference. Like, what are we talking about? Any of his weapons have consistently been injured, in and out, in and out, in and out of the lineup. Either he gets banged up. They had a defensive head coach who will never coach in the NFL ever again. Ever again. Okay? I mean, I really don't understand what you're expecting the Chargers to be able to do in year one like this. I mean, seriously. They had 11 carries for 32 yards. So to say, like, what, you have Harbaugh, you have everything you need, that's so not fair. That's so disingenuous. That's insane. Honestly, that's really insane. Not to mention, these games, he gave up, usually the Chargers, so the Chargers scored 17 points. We've seen Patrick Mahomes over the last couple of years win games like this because their defense has been able to hold the team not to 40 points. Okay? Where Patrick Mahomes throws like 20 times or something, 187 yards. Heck, I mean, that was just the other day. 19 for 38, 159 yards, 4-point yards per attempt at a 78 rating. Yet they were able to win because their defense was able to hold the Browns to 7 points. That's the difference. Okay? That's the difference. And if you want to say, well, Patrick Mahomes doesn't have anyone to throw to, neither does Justin Herbert. So yeah, that run game has really hurt the Chargers. And his main target's like a rookie wide receiver. I think he's a rookie. So yeah, I don't care what Justin Herbert did when he had not a good roster, an injured roster, bad coaching, absurd coaching, a fired coach who, again, will not be a head coach in the NFL. At least for another decade. Maybe he'll find some other reemergence somehow, but it's hard to imagine. Now you have Harbaugh who comes in here. Who told you that he's supposed to just magically turn this around in a second? Who told you that? That's not how this works. This roster was a mess. This salary cap was a mess. The only reason why Harbaugh even took this job is because of Justin Herbert. Like, what? Unbelievable. Seriously, I'm not gonna act like this was like some great game by Justin Herbert or something like that. But this is now less about this individual game and the Chargers as a whole. And trying to bring down Justin Herbert. Again, this is what I keep saying then. Then it's not that great that the Kansas City Chiefs keep winning the division. We know the Raiders, no quarterback. Denver Broncos, until they recently had Bo Nix, who, Nick thinks is bad anyway. They're not impressed with beating the Broncos. And then the Chargers, well, you think Justin Herbert's really not as good of a quarterback, so then beating them and winning the division year after year is truly not that special. Is truly not that remarkable. So stop hanging banners and acting like it's an accomplishment then. Do you think I throw a party and drop banners every time I brush my teeth or go to the bathroom? No. It's routine. It's really kind of funny at this point that Nick just wants to say that every quarterback is just bad. Every quarterback is just not good except for Patrick Mahomes, which is really rich. Considering the Chiefs keep winning, even though Patrick Mahomes has consistently played poorly. If Justin Herbert put up those numbers that Patrick Mahomes did against the Browns, he'd rip Justin Herbert for that. He'd rip him. The Chargers have always been on this like 2 to 3 year window. That's what it's always been. Always, always, always. They're ahead of schedule right now. They're ahead. Needs to rebuild that team. That team was a mess. They had to let go of a lot of guys. They had to be strategic with how they drafted. They had some already bad luck with some injuries now. They need a run game. They need some offensive weapons. So I don't know what you're expecting Justin Herbert to magically be able to do. Again, I'm not acting like Justin Herbert had this great game against the Buccaneers. I'm not saying that. But also, like, understand the situation here. Don't just be like, he has Harbaugh now. Okay. He's played 14 games with Harbaugh. Running an offense that they know that they can't run how they actually want to. Think you're just going to be able to turn this over overnight? And that Herbert and Harbaugh are just going to be able to dominate the league? That's not how things work. That's not how football works. It takes a second. You don't just light the league on fire like that. When Herbert had the weapons and had the offensive mind, what happened? Oh, that's right. He set records. That's when he had Shane Steichen and relatively healthy weapons. He was able to get after it. And then over the years, he didn't have that anymore. And then he kind of, had a tough time progressing because there was no way for him to progress. He didn't have the coaching or the personnel to actually evolve as a quarterback. Now he's kind of got to go back from start with Harbaugh and do so again without a great roster, dealing with injuries. This has obviously been a defensive-led team. Baker Mayfield's throwing to literally first ballot Hall of Famers out there. And I know they're going to use this tomorrow for the, Allen's Alpine top quarterbacks and say that, oh, Baker Mayfield's a better quarterback than Justin Herbert. Sure. Okay. We can keep up with that narrative all we want. I like to live in fantasy mumbo jumbo land too. It's really fun. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think this is all about Justin Herbert? Do you think he's actually just not that good of a quarterback? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.